my name is Andrea and I'm a caregiver for my lovely mother. My mom is currently living with dementia, which is also known as memory loss. I use this channel to share tips, strategies, share my experiences that I gain each day along my caregiving journey. No 2 days are the same. Hence, I find it very, very important to build a community around caregiving. My channel is geared towards persons who are taking care of their loved ones and persons who are caring for others professionally. I love inviting others who wish to come on and share their caregiving experiences with me on this channel. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, and leaving your comments. I truly appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Hello to all my YouTube families and friends. Today, I have the pleasure of having someone who I met from this channel. This is a woman that I met from this channel through another friend who shared my video. So I know if you share my video as well, others will come on and I'll be able to do something more like this. And right now, I'd like to introduce to you Joan Buckley Welch. And I might not have pronounced her name correctly, so I'll allow her to correct me.
You
So
said it
Joan,
right.
welcome onto my YouTube channel. And my channel, I have a passion for caregivers, just to try to find tips and try to help us along on our journey. And recently, well, you were a caregiver for several years, and I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself properly. And I'm also going to allow you to tell us your story, and we'll take it from there. Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on. You said my name right, Joan Buckley Welch, and it was such a pleasure to meet you when my friend mentioned you and your channel. And right away, we connected without any delay, any doubt. We connected right away, and we just our friendship just took off because we had so many similarities. I was a caregiver for my mom from 2020, and my mom passed recently. But the caregiving, just starting out, it was just a big challenge. My mom had severe dementia, and how that came on, my mom was fine, always traveling, always getting out of the house. You always see her walking on the street. She'll go to the supermarket by herself. Everything was perfect as far as mom was concerned. But when the pandemic started and we had to stay in, and because mom doesn't like being one place, that it's like she just started spiraling down, being in the house all the time, not being able to go out. So um, in 2021, she was diagnosed with severe dementia. It wasn't even like a mild case of dementia. It was just like she lost it, just
Wow.
not go out. So um, I hadn't really seen that type of behavior or anything like that. So at first, it was just scary, just seeing her. Like now, I've educated myself just once the diagnosis came, but between 2020 and the time when she was diagnosed, I was so lost.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't know what to do. We were just thinking she was just acting out and just doing stuff. Like a lot of things were strange. The hoarding and all,
Mm.
had to clean out her house a couple of times, just throw everything out. Like my brother got a dumpster. We
Mm.
because she was hoarding so many things. So once we found out the diagnosis, I started doing research. I work overnight at the time. So I was able to, while I'm working, just got on YouTube, see what, just got into a lot of research, listening, making notes at the same time, and just figuring out what to do. Um, it was a long process, just seeing her being a totally different person, not changing her clothes like she used to, not taking like she used to, not cleaning up like she used to. So it just became like a nightmare, basically.
Wow.
Um, I started going to support groups, speaking with her doctor, just to get the help that I needed. One thing I learned while going through that is that you have to be so patient and strategic
Mm.
with dementia patients, because my mom was always independent. I told my daughters the other day that she is the toughest woman I know. So she does everything herself. So now that you have to take over doing things for her, that irritates her. You get cursed out. I mean,
Mm.
because she sees that she's losing control, because she's
Right.
always control everything. It was like, what are you doing? What are you doing in here? You're taking my
Mm.
anything that would go missing, and the forgetfulness
Mm-hmm.
that really like took a toll on me. So just seeing her being a totally different person from who I know her to be, the
Mm-hmm.
strong, healthy woman, it took a toll on me after a while. But one thing that helped me get through it was my church. After they saw what was going on, some of them have worked in the nursing home
Mm-hmm.
and have dealt with it for years. So they knew what was going on way more than I would ever know.
Mm-hmm.
So are helping me, one of our church sisters, when we got to church, because mom, even though she forgot a lot of things and was talking a lot about her childhood, um, she always wanted to go to church, because that was always her thing. My dad was a pastor, so we were always in Jamaica. Came here, basically the same thing. So that's basically from she was 21 or so. That's all
Mm-hmm.
she did. So she was always going to church. So the church family really helped. Like when we got to church on Sunday mornings, someone would come out and just come get her and let her sit with them. So that was kind of a break for me. When we got to church, I didn't have to worry about her too much until it was time to come home.
Mm-hmm.
Having family close by. My husband, he was like when I worked overnight, we had to move mom out of her house because she lived close to the street and we lived in the back. So we had to move her over there. Um, so this way she did, because she was wandering off. So this way she's not leaving at night. So my husband was the person that was there with her during the night, just making sure she was okay. And if anything was wrong, he would call. But for the most part, it was all right until she just like kept declining. Um, she had to be in the hospital. She had stopped eating. She was dehydrated at one point, so she had to be in the hospital. So when they sent her home, she had a hospital bed and just a lot of stuff. So we had to move her back into her house where there was a much bigger space and have aides. So that was one important thing for us, was having an aide come in and staying with her, because I still worked full time. My my twin daughters had just moved out to college
Mm-hmm.
2021. So we had my brother who would come at night, and then I would come home early morning. And so a couple of things that helped me was daycare, that we would let her go in the like 2 days out of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from the church being a big help, there was daycare for people that had similar illnesses, the dementias, the Alzheimer's. that they would go to 2 days per week. This way she would be in an environment with persons that have similar illness, and just so that I could get a break to sleep. So during that time, we wouldn't have an aide. So she would come home, and then it would be time for me to take care of her.
Wow.
So that was another thing that helped. The next thing that helped was respite care, where if we were going on vacation, we would she would go to a nursing home for however long we would be away, and then I would just ask my brother who lived close by to check on her. She didn't really like that environment at all, but the good thing when she went there was everybody that she met, she would be like praying for them. When I go there, they would say, "Your mom blessed me yesterday." So everyone that came in her path, even though she would fight them off because, they're like invading her privacy, but
Of
she would also,
course.
it would be, at the end of it, it would be a pleasant experience for them because she prayed for them. She did not hesitate to lay hands on people and just to start praying for them, praying that God cover them and bless them. So instead of making the negative, instead of them sharing the negative when I got there, that would be one of the good things that they shared when I would go to pick her up.
Yeah. You know, I hear a lot coming out of your situation is the same for me. And you were one of the first persons that I heard that ever mentioned about that respite care. And I had to go and research it myself because I never knew anything about it until. One of the things that I think that stands out with me and Joan is that she has this thing going at her church for caregivers. Caregivers and what is it called?
Kingdom Caregivers Circle, and that was launched when my mom was diagnosed.
Right.
Because we needed the guidance, and it was me, myself, and Floyd from my church that we were sharing dementia stories, as I said, and we were like, we need help. So we talked to someone
Yes.
who we know is able to do that, and we have that Kingdom Caregiver Circle going, which has
Yes.
been such a big help to us.
And I've gone on it a couple months and I've learned a lot how to deal with things with mom through your program as well. So as you see here, for me today is just creating a circle, just the same, a circle around caregivers and just for supporting each other. Joan,
Yes.
I'm gonna, I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna stop here for today.
Okay.
And I just wanted to tell me probably just one tip that you have taken away from this whole caregiving experience, how you took care of yourself outside of like when you got that respite period. What did you do that was very important for you to do while giving care to your mom? Just one thing.
One thing was still spending time with my family, my husband, my daughters, just making time for them. My daughters were away, as I mentioned, so it would be driving to Rhode Island whenever one of them had to move back home, or driving to Philadelphia. They were a little bit far away, but just making that time to spend with my family and still trying to be a wife to my husband. So, a wife to my husband and a mother to my children while going through that.
All right, wonderful. Before I go, I just wanted to share just one a scripture. It's from Jeremiah 29, verse 11, and it's a popular one. It says, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And we all know that even though mom is not here anymore, we know that the Lord has his plans for us. And we'll be rewarded for even the work that we have done with our mothers. So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna use this opportunity to tell you thanks again for joining me on my YouTube channel. And I want you to come back because we want to go into probably a caregiver's journey after the person who you're
Okay.
taking care of have passed.
Okay. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for.
and Joan, as I did pass on my condolences to you,
Thank you again.
give you a virtual hug again. Yes.
God bless.
I know it was difficult, and the Lord knows why He does what He does, how He does it. We don't understand it. We can't understand it. It's the same thing for me. I can't understand why mommy is going through this. I question it a lot of times, but guess what? I hold on to the good things. Just simply walking up a step and being able to feed herself
Hmm.
is a blessing,
Yes.
because I could have to help her up the step and have to sit with her to feed herself. So her being
Right.
able, losing the memory, but being able to do the things that she does is amazing how God works. And
Yes.
because of that, we have to still give God thanks for everything.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Thanks again, John. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Here.
Finally meeting you one-on-one. When I see you on your Kingdom Caregiver Circle, it's usually from a distance. So now we're face to face. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for coming on and doing your thing. And
Yes.
to all my viewers, I want to wish you a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, a beautiful weekend if it's the weekend you're watching it, or a week if it's the week you're watching it.
Thank
Walk well.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan.